Arsenal versus Spurs, it ended up in the favor of Spurs 2-0. Uh, I'll just quickly ask you guys what were your pre-game predictions. Siddharth will go with you first.
Honestly speaking, so I definitely thought that it's Spurs who are gonna thrash us, but I think the hope is what that kills you. And when I got to know that Partey is going to make it to the squad, starting 11, I expected at least something in the midfield, something to happen. And unfortunately, he I think again pulled an injury, same muscle, same place, and I think from there it was a total shit show. Even when I was watching the game, I think that Son goal, the
Right.
12th minute, I I enjoyed the goal. The goal was straight out of FIFA. But yeah, I mean, this was expected. At least it was. I mean, there's nothing that can be done. They're on top form, and Arsenal have a lot of work to do. And it's just not just the team, the board members, and a lot of other thing that
It
goes
goes
behind.
deep, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, much deep, and that's a lot of things. It's not just we have creativity issues in the midfield, and when you see Ozil just sitting at home and tweeting, it just hurts even more. And I think it's finally time for Spurs fans to enjoy, and I think they deserve it. And I think Mourinho is the right person to take it for them. So I think Arsenal, I expected maybe to score some goals, probably one, but I think yeah, that's the issue right now, and we are not able to create or even get close. And I don't see why we were putting in crosses like we had Giroud waiting for us there to head in the
Right.
headers and the crosses that were coming in, and it was and we played it, and it was the way we played. Like they held back, they invited us, and they just broke every time. It was like we were clueless and we were just playing into their strength, and that's yeah, that's pretty much it. It was quite sad to watch.
Anav, I'm assuming you also hoped or believed that Spurs were going to take this, or were you like, okay, this is a
Oh,
derby, and you know, Arsenal
yeah,
might just push extra.
the latter, because usually in these games, form goes out the window. I actually expected Arsenal to show up way more than like what happened on match day,
Right.
and yeah, it was surprisingly breezy for Spurs. Like I didn't expect it to be so easy.
Right.
So that was a surprise. Yeah, even the party injury was unfortunate for them because he's probably the only one who could really dominate that midfield battle. But it's just a big miss for them.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, as Siddharth said, they played right into our hands. I mean, they did exactly what we wanted them to. I mean, we did the same thing against City. Chelsea's probably the only team that didn't try attacking us with loads of attacking players. Like they kept players behind just to stop our counters, and Arsenal just played right into our hands.
Right.
So yeah,
So that you mentioned about the things that are going wrong with Arsenal, and their
Yeah.
stats actually say the same thing about them. They've one win in the last 5 games in Premier League itself. Europa League they've done fairly well, but obviously competition in the Premier League is much higher than the Europa League.
Much higher.
Um,
Yeah.
defense-wise, compared to a lot of teams, Arsenal has been doing well. Not extremely well. Okay, they are
But yeah, if
somewhere.
you
Yeah,
compare them to our previous season's defense, it was shambolic, and now there's some
yeah,
structure.
yeah.
But again, so when we improved our defense, we have let go of, we're not
Attacking
providing our
issues.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing
There's
again.
10 goals now, and Son has scored 10 goals as well. Arsenal has 10 goals. So
those
there's
those
clearly
those
one
stats
issue
are
over there.
filled.
Yeah. So there's one thing that I wanted to know about this. Like, as a fan, as an Arsenal fan, where do you think it's really going wrong? Is it the players not showing up? Is it Arteta's tactics, or what? Because he's done well in the past, but again, he's fairly new as well in terms of
Yeah.
his
So that's what.
career as a manager.
Yeah. So that's what. In my opinion, I wouldn't put a lot of pressure, or I'm not. So let's clear the air. I am not Arteta out. Okay,
Right.
let's clear that out first before whatever I say, it might imply towards that, but it's not. So, because he's new, this is his first proper job. He's
Right.
at a big club, and he has a lot of thing on his plate, a lot of stuff he needs to sort it out. And this was the issue even with Emery. Emery came, he took us to the Europa League final, and we collapsed there. Arteta came, he took us to FA Cup finals. We won, and we beat Spurs, we beat Chelsea, and we beat City on that. So, and we beat them pretty fair and square, and it was a good game.
Right.
So same thing. But now, when your form it disappears. Now we always had an issue in the league to be consistent. He came. One thing Arteta has done is he sorted out our defense. There's a lot more structure.
Right.
Okay, and we are not just leaking goals left, right, and center. We are holding on. We are having probably against Leeds as well. We should the Leeds fair play to them. They deserve to win, but we somehow managed to get that. Okay, we have some structure now in our defense. Gabriel has been a great signing, and one thing in our defense is that when we were playing like towards the last season, towards the end of it, and we were playing really well, we were able to defend against attacks like Liverpool's or City's. And that time we were playing three at the back, and that time there was everybody knew what they were doing.
Right.
Like we didn't have Gabriel that time. Luis, who is the most erratic center back right now, he gives away penalties, and he was one of our best players, even along with Mustafi towards the end of the season. And there was everybody knew what they had to do, and our attack was already there. We just had Ceballos. He gave Ceballos a role that you need to link our defense to our attack. And then all of a sudden, once we start the next season, that link up is not there. People are still holding, and obviously the opponents also have figured out how we are trying to play, because he keeps saying out in the open, we have a philosophy that we will play out from the back, play out from the back. For that, you need players who can do that,
Right.
not just expect our center backs to keep looking for long balls and trying to pass it. So if you would have noticed for the past few games, you'd see Gabriel and Holding trying to make in the
Long
passes
balls.
into the
Yeah.
box. Yeah, and that's not the kind of game we have been playing, or that's not. We need that creative midfielder who can take either Ceballos needs to link up, or and he's not playing Ceballos. He's always playing El Neni or Xhaka or someone. So that's the issue. So we sorted out our defense. We have now forgotten about how to get that ball from defense to the attack, and that's quite sad. And it's frightening because we as not even certified managers or anything, we know that everybody knows where the issue is, but yet the managers don't realize that what exactly the issue. Because even as much as I respect and I like Arteta, he said that we had so many crosses, we had so much possession against Spurs, and yet if we don't score goals, we are not going to win the game. But that's quite obvious. But you do not have striker or a attacking center forward who scores headers or scores goals through those crosses.
Clearly, a
Because
Giroud is
if
being
you
missed. A certain Giroud is being
exactly, so if you know the stat that out of the 74 goals that Aubameyang has scored, it's only 3 headers he scored. Rest all is
missed.
from open play. He needs to shoot more at on target. So and that needs to be provided through somebody. So I think yeah. So we sorted out our defense. Now there's clearly a lack of pushing it forward from
Right.
defense to attack, and we need someone. And I think this January transfer window, they have to go hard at it. And Arteta needs his time. He needs at least 2, 3 windows. And I am totally okay with him finishing out of Europa League, out of Champions League. That's okay, because there's a lot of things that need to be done, and we have to accept our current situation, and we
Right.
need to let go of our
Fair
what
enough.
Wenger used to
Fair enough.
promise us.
Yeah.
We need to let go of that now.
Right. I mean, if you look at it, they have spent as well, but as you said, it's all been on the defense because
Yeah, so the
that
recruitment
was
has
a
been
very
terrible as
tricky
well.
area. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you
So
notice, like Arteta, the players he purchased are pretty good. They do Partey and Gabriel Magalhaes are doing really well. But it's only that few stupid recruitments like Willian and
yeah.
Luis, Cedric Suarez. They're just not. You don't see them playing often. They don't
Right.
make that much impact on our Premier League games. So those are the things we need to change. I think that goes into Edu Gaspar's recruitment policies, and we have sacked our main scout who was there for a long time, and he got in players like Fabregas, Martinelli, and all
Right.
those guys. So we need to start figuring out and solve our issues and behind the team, and
Yeah.
then get onto the team.
Right. So talking about Spurs, Arnav, they are one of the best teams in the league right now. Someone who can go
Mhm.
toe to toe with Liverpool, and someone who can actually give them a fight for the title. Uh,
Oh,
the best part about them is right now they've scored the third highest goals in the league and conceded the
hmm,
league by conceding what 9 goals. So
yeah.
what do you make of Spurs? A comment on that?
see, I don't want to jinx anything for obvious
Right.
reasons, but I mean, it's the same. I mean, me as like a spectator, I'm just like taking it game by game and not expecting much, because
Right.
in the past like stuff hasn't really gone right. But that's our mentality. And with someone like Marino at the helm, it's a little calmer right now. Like even he's taking the pressure off the players. When it comes to the title race, he's not really. He still doesn't consider ourselves as title challengers, and uh, in some reasons, even I still don't. I don't think we can go toe to toe with Liverpool as yet. Like I mean, they are injury hit right now, so right now would be the best time to probably do that. But Liverpool on the full strength squad, I think, are still like at least one level above the rest of the teams in the league.
Right.
So I think we play them next to next week, and I think that's gonna be the biggest test of our season to show like if we have what it takes to challenge for the title.
Right.
Otherwise, I think it's shaping up to be a good season, and that's it. Just take it game by game, not
Okay.
really make our expectations high.
Right. So talking about Mourinho, there's been, I think, what 30-40% of the people are criticizing Mourinho again. It's gone back to the Chelsea days where Chelsea was termed as boring under Mourinho. Some people might
That's
suggest that Spurs are on the same path. I personally believe that I don't think Spurs look boring. Chelsea looked boring under
of
Mourinho
course,
in the
man.
beginning, but Spurs,
Yeah,
with the
For
attacking
sure.
players they have, they look beautiful. I mean, they remind me of
yeah.
Real Madrid from 2012 when they used to set those counter attacks when
Just
Mourinho
counter
came in.
attacks. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's exciting football, man. Like, and I mean, he had a 2-0 lead versus Arsenal, and after that, I think we didn't even venture into their box even once. And he said someone questioned him about this in the post-match interview, and his response was, "When I'm leading by 2 goals, why will I even think about opening my
risk.
defense
Yeah,
up?" And there's no need because you saw what happened against West Ham, right? I mean, we
yeah,
were leading 3-0, and he got Bale on. We tried for more goals, and we kind of took it casually, and the game ended up in 3-all within 10 minutes.
right.
And I'm kind of glad that that game happened that early into the season. So since that game, Tottenham has conceded just one goal. I mean, the players realize that uh, there's no game that's a cakewalk. They have to like defend till the 90th minute till the end to protect their leads. And yeah, that's the biggest thing what Marino's done. And I don't find it boring personally. And Spurs fans have zero right to find it boring, considering there's no other manager that's got them top of the league for 3 weeks in a row in the Premier League era.
Right.
I don't think Spurs fans should be complaining. And
Definitely not. Yeah.
yeah, and neutrals, I don't know about neutrals, man. I mean, there are if every team plays a high pressure possession based of football, it kind of gets boring.
Yeah.
I mean, you need the yang for the yin to combat it, and
Definitely.
I'm glad to be on the other side.
Fair enough. About Arsenal again, from the current crop of players, okay, forget about the signings. Maybe for now, I think January seems a bit difficult to make signings considering the COVID situation and the financial problems that every club is facing, especially a club like Arsenal, who's been sacking non-playing staff left, right, and center, including someone like Gunnar who's been there for
55 runs.
yeah. So, in the current set of players, in the current lineup, what changes would you see? Because what he's playing right now, it's just not clicking for them. Maybe some. Do
Yeah.
you think that Ozil could be a player they could bring back? Seems unlikely because a lot of
Seems
political issues are
unlikely.
going on. So
Yeah.
maybe in that regards.
So
But
these are
only in
the
the
things
current
that
lineup.
shouldn't even these are the things that shouldn't even come into picture when your team is
Exactly.
struggling like this and the political issues are a problem and you can't have one of your longest serving and best players he's won 4 FA Cups with us and I think he should be there. And I agree, he's not the same as how he used to be before, but he needs to be there for few of the games. You cannot remove him from the squad. You
Right.
have to have
That
him
was harsh. That
and
was pretty harsh.
yeah, he doesn't have to play every game, and I know that he cannot produce that same level of game that he used to have, and that link up he used to have with Sanchez. It's not going to come back, and everybody knows that. But he can produce that against small teams, and whenever playing one odd games, he can do that, and that really helps when the rest of the team's not clicking. You need some of that brilliance that comes from a player of his caliber, right? And so coming to the January transfer window, I honestly think that we'll definitely get an attacking midfielder. probably Dominic Szoboszlai from Salzburg, or probably I don't think Awar would happen because we tried for him in the summer window and I think his some agent fees and it just broke down. It didn't happen. And Awar has openly said that he will leave in summer, and I think even Leon want him to leave in summer and they'll sell him. But I think that's a summer window issue. And right now, I think what I've heard and what I think that needs to be addressed is an attacking midfielder and a right centre back. And when we have a right centre back in Saliba, he's not been given a chance. And that is again, I don't know for what reason. There are so many issues which have no logic or no sense why it's not being used. And when we have the quality and strength in our squad, they are not being used. The right players are not being used. And I always feel like there's certain bias coming to players from Arteta's side, or I don't know, from Edu Gaspar's power right now at the club.
The extra pressure on Son and Kane right now. They are your
Hmm.
main players for now. They are creating, they are scoring. They have almost scored 11 goals between them this season with assisting each other or something.
Hmm.
In that regards, do you think that Spurs are lacking depth in their squad for now? In case a Kane gets injured, in
I
case a
don't think
Son
we're
gets injured.
lacking depth. I mean, we have players. I mean, we have Bale on the bench. We have people like Mora on the bench, Bergwijn on the bench, and obviously, man, there's no team in the league where if Barcelona, for example, or Real Madrid, for example, maximum of the goals come from Messi or Ronaldo. And if one of them goes, there's not someone on the bench who can come and replicate, the numbers that they get. That's not possible for any team. Like Liverpool lose Saleh and Mane and Salah. They won't have anyone coming in and replicating their numbers for them,
Exactly.
like just as easily. So I think, yeah, they are our main players and they are a talisman. We have depth. I mean, we have a good backup striker. We do have a lot of depth. I mean, this is the first time I've seen Tottenham with so much depth. But yeah, I mean, if we lose them, I don't think we challenge for the title. Like, I
Okay.
mean, them being fit is very important for us winning any kind of trophy this season. We do have depth that can support them. I don't think we have someone that can replicate what Kane does game in game out for sure.
Right.
We don't have that.